Whoa, whoa, you gotta get up.
Hello and welcome into our very first broadcast here, Clutch Sports Media, taking in the Sunday Morning League. We want to preface this broadcast, say thanks for sticking with us here. We had some technical difficulties with some audio, but we got it all figured out now. And glad you've stuck with us. Tell your friends, tell anybody else watching that we are back on air. You can hear us. Jonathan Michael here in the booth alongside Peoria Sunday Morning League President Tim Cundiff. Tim, thanks for taking the time to step into the booth today. Glad to have you along, and we're really excited to be here. Should be a great season here for the Sunday Morning
League. We are thrilled to be working with Clutch Sports Media on this new endeavor for the Sunday Morning League, broadcasting games. We're making history. We're making baseball history, so thanks for being here.
For sure, and again, the Sunday Morning League, in case, obviously, a lot of people know it is a Peoria tradition. But Sunday Morning League is the oldest amateur baseball league in America. There's only two leagues that are older than the Sunday Morning League that have ran continuously, and that's the American League, the AL, and the MLB, and the National League. And number 3, right here in Peoria, Sunday Morning League. Glad you're with us here. So Firehouse, Pizza Expos, and the Poor Bros Jacks here at the East Side Center in East Peoria, Dave Rogers Field.
Yeah, happy season number 108 to you, John. This is 108th year of the Sunday Morning League.
Indeed, I believe that was the correct number, but wanted to make sure. 108, what a tradition Sunday Morning League has had. Lots of famous alumni have come through the ranks, played through the professionals, collegiate level. Lots of high school studs, as you see here. A lot of them on the Poor Bros Jacks, which are taking their first licks here in the bottom of the first. Batting first for them is Trevor Goforth. He's an outfielder from nearby Spoon River College, a Canton kid. He's having a good season so far this year, 3 for 8 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. Full count to him is ball 4, so he'll take a free pass on down to first base.
So leadoff walk from Zach Roberts, who's on the hill for Firehouse. He was their opening day starter this year, and he knows how to pitch. He's working around the hitters. He keeping his eye on the runner at first with a curveball there.
And Dave Roberts is the manager for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Got mixed up there, but Zach Roberts on the mound for Firehouse Pizza as Goforth is in there with a stolen base. Zach Roberts, last year, one of the best pitchers on the Expos, 40 innings pitched, and had 51 strikeouts with a 2.80 ERA. And as Tim mentioned, already a complete game, a shutout to his name. The Firehouse Pizza Expos are 1-1 on the year in this young season. Poor Bros, they're undefeated at 2-0. Swing and a miss there from
Brady Brecklin.
Brady Brecklin. Well,
he's your shortstop for the Poor Brothers Jacks tonight. Takes one inside.
We'll get the at least my lineup written down as the game goes along here. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties, but we got that all figured out here. A new venture for Clutch Sports Media, the Sunday Morning League, as Roberts strikes out Becklin for the first out here in the bottom of the first. And Tim, for our viewers at home, again, I was messing around trying to get us on air all correctly. Big thanks to Larry Larson, Josh Messenger, who are with us. And that's a deep fly ball from Evan Paglioli, first baseman.
Paglioli is, he's a power threat for Poor Brothers, and he shows his power right there with a fly ball to the track. Advances Goforth to third, so they're in business here. 2 outs, though. Was there an appeal there?
It looks like there is an appeal, and they got him on the appeal, so that will how about that to end the bottom of the first inning? Deep fly ball there from Paglioli, and they got Goforth.
You don't see that every day. You don't see that called. So much for the sac fly.
Indeed, and Poor Bros, they were in business, and 2 runners out, runner on third base, an opportunity for their cleanup batter, Caleb Johnson, to bring one home, but not so. We're through one here at the East Side Center, And Firehouse beats up 2-0. We want to take this break to remind you that today's coverage is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. Body Armor is official sponsor of the Sunday Morning League. Glad to have them here along for the ride as Tim hands me a fruit punch Body Armor. Really excited to try this.
Cheers to you. Yeah,
cheers to you.
Have a nice cold Body Armor here. They are a proud partner of the Sunday Morning League. This is, I believe, their third year as serving as our official sports drink of the league. Wonderful beverage, sports drink. Before competition, after competition, mid-competition, during, after, before. Quench your thirst with Body Armor. Thanks for your support, Body Armor. It's a great partnership, and we're happy to have them on board as the official sponsor of our new venture here with Clutch Sports Media, Game of the Week.
Certainly, as I tried a sip of my Fruit Punch Body Armor. Big fan already. I like it. Top of the second, getting ready here, and now for Firehouse, that will bring up, I believe, Tate Stone.
Tate Stone. Yeah. An acquisition in the offseason, a trade was made to acquire Tate Stone. Kent Dietz, manager of the Firehouse Expos, traded away a draft pick for the rights to Tate Stone, who chops one up the middle.
It's going to be a close play at first. Did they get him? Just they did.
Great play and great stretch.
Stone hustling down the 90 feet down to first base, but just thrown out there. So one down here in the top of the second. And, Tim, obviously, as Clutch Sports Media, as we enter this new venture here, which I'm very excited for. Again, Sunday Morning League Game of the Week every Wednesday. The league goes on all the way until late July. 6 p.m. on Wednesdays here at Eastside Center. Clutch Sports Media will have Sunday Morning League each week. But, as we get in to this new venture, I, was curious about, how the rosters work and everything like that. Obviously, you guys have a very well put together league. As this one is ripped into left center, and this might get down, but it is not. It is put away by the
Aiden Fulton.
Aiden Fulton, an IVC product, a former Gray Ghost out there in center field, Ghost in the outfield. But anyway, yes, obviously it certainly appears like, most players, once they're on a team, they stick with that team for a majority, at least, of their career. At least that's what it seemed to me. But, I was wondering how many trades go on, if there's a draft. Or
yeah, so as I mentioned, with that trade of Tate Stone, I mean, we treat these rosters, we treat the team professionally in that sense. You sign up to play with your team, and these managers are actively recruiting players in the offseason. They're trying to better their squad, and so they are reaching out, actively trying to sign free agents. They've got an open signing period at the conclusion of the season. They can be reaching out to anybody. But then ultimately we start every year with an open draft.
Sure.
And we will have numerous guys come out. All teams will have hold a tryout, and then we'll hold a draft. And so some of the folks are acquired as free agents, and others are draft picks. But once you're on a team, you're on that roster until you may get traded or get released. And the inning wraps up with their ground ball to third.
That will do it. And that was Brady Becklin, or rather that was
Noah Chase at third base.
Noah Chase, the third baseman for
for the Poor Brothers.
Poor Brothers. Again, trying to get my bearings around me here, but that's it for the top of the second as we head into bottom of the second. 7-inning games here with the Peoria Sunday Morning League. Again, the oldest amateur baseball league in America. So everything else about the Sunday Morning League seems pretty professional. From the roster setup, from the wonderful media guide that was sent to us at the start of the year, but everything about it seems professional, except these players are amateurs. A lot of them around the 17 to 27-year-old age range, about a lot of high school players, maybe that are going into college. Some of them are on the field or part of these teams here today. A lot of college players looking to find a summer avenue. As look at the Sunday Morning League, it began play in 1916, and the original reason for that was so that local businesses, their workers, could compete against each other. And since its founding back in 1916, more than 50 alumni have played professionally. Some big names, including Mike Dunn and Jim Thome, many others as well. And speaking of Jim Thome, the league champion for the Sunday Morning League wins the Thome Trophy at the end of the year, of which the Miller Lite Falcons are the defending champions, if I'm not mistaken.
They are. The Falcons are going for a four-peat. They've won it 3 years in a row, and it would be unprecedented territory for the Miller squad.
Caleb Johnson, the cleanup batter for Poor Bros, he pops out to second base. Johnson having a heck of a year so far. After that out, he is now down to 500 batting average on the year, 5 for 10 with 5 RBIs. He's a utility player for them, and he plays his college ball for the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons. One of my favorite college mascots out there.
One of the best. I mean, really, to have a shirt, let's go Mastodons. I mean, is that a who came up with that? Who came up
really
with
is a great creature. Anytime that you have a formerly extinct creature that you bring back to life, or maybe a mythical one. I'm a big fan of
it's not
sports
mythical.
teams
it was a creature.
That is true. That is true.
It probably roamed the area.
It very well may have. Noah Chase getting set to hit here for Poor Bros, number 12 for the Jacks. And he hits this one out to right field. Lazy fly ball, but deep, is put away for out number 2. So Zach Roberts rolling through the order here for the Jacks, who are still looking for their first hit, as that will bring up Ashton Horcham. Last year's Rookie of the Year, batted nearly 400 for the Jacks last year.
I asked Zach how he was feeling before the game. Are you ready for the game? And he said, how nervous are you making your broadcast debut? I said, you're going to be pitching here on live broadcast. I mean, how nervous are you? He's not showing his nerves tonight. He's really been, after that leadoff walk, he's really calmed down, and he's taking care of the Jacks.
5 up, 5 down so far for the Firehouse pitcher, who again already has a complete game shutout under his belt. That one ripped down the right field line and foul. That'll make it 1-2 to Horcham, who is a product of Frontier Community College. Righty-lefty matchup here. We'll see who comes out on top. Roberts deals off speed, and he got Horcham to swing. And 1-2-3 for the second straight inning, and Zach Roberts, the Expos, are rolling through 2. They lead by a deuce so far. I also want to again thank Body Armor, the official sponsor of the Sunday Morning League and the Sunday Morning League Game of the Week here on Clutch Sports Media. As Tim just said, great hydration before, during, after the game. Tastes very good too. I want to thank Body Armor for their support of the Sunday Morning League, and also about Firehouse Pizza and Pub, sponsors of the Expos for the last couple of years. I want to thank them for their continued support of the Sunday Morning League and the Expos, as well as
Firehouse has been a sponsor for, I'm going to say, 9 years. They've been around for quite a while. They're a loyal sponsor.
Certainly, and Poor Bros Tap Room as well, the sponsor of the Poor Bros Jacks. They're a little bit newer. They were formerly the Brickhouse Barbecue Diamond Jacks before, in I believe 2020. In 2020, they became the Brickhouse Barbecue Diamond Jacks. Before that, they were the Keps Cubs.
And a funny story is that the Keps Cubs were managed by Zach Schulte. He's been a manager of this franchise from the duration, but when Zach got his start in the Sunday Morning League, he played for the Firehouse Expos. So Zach Schulte played for Coach Kent Dietz in his first season. Dietz was looking for players. He was actively recruiting. He signed Zach to play on his team. So Zach Schulte, your manager and player for the Poor Brothers Jacks, is a former Expo playing against his former manager, his mentor. He's playing against him here tonight, and Zach does a great job with his team, as does Kent. They've both been great managers in the league here for the last several years.
Well, that's why we brought you here in the booth, Tim, to very interesting nuggets like that, the player to future manager, and then facing off against your mentor is always an interesting arc for most players. And as the 1-1 is dealt to Andy Shadid, a local product of Peoria, Notre Dame. Lots of Peoria, Notre Dame influence here on this Firehouse Pizza Expos team. As Shadid chops it over to third, throw over across the bag is in time, and Shadid is retired for out number 1. That makes Shadid 0 for 2 today, and now that will bring up another P&D grad on this Expos team. That's Braden Blackford, who led the team with a 360 average last year. Quite the pipeline being built from the Irish over to the Expos.
Another Purdue-Fort Wayne player tonight.
The Horizon League is well represented here in Peoria. Chops that one foul, and that'll make it 0-1. In case you haven't noticed already, the Sunday Morning League is a wood bat league, so really prepares players that may be getting drafted for professional ball, and we're getting used to hitting with those wood bats. Obviously, a trade-off, you probably don't see as much power as maybe you do at the college game, but it's really interested to see, what the I'm assuming that Sunday Morning League has always been a wood bat league, and
we converted to full wood bat in 2002.
Okay.
So the league began wood bat long time ago. In 1916, it was wood bat, and then as aluminum bats became the rage, I want to say in the 70s, that's when the league, 70s or 80s is when the league went aluminum, and then we converted back to wood, back to our home, back to the raw baseball.
Sure.
And it gives these players a good chance, because if they're a college ball or a high school player, they're using aluminum, and so now they play in the summer with wood bats, so that changes their dynamic, it changes their approach, but it also prepares them. Like you said, some of these guys they're here, they are actively seeking opportunities to play college ball, to get drafted, and so having a chance to play with wood is a great way to do it. And if you don't have to swing, you don't have to swing. You don't have to use your wood bat if you take a walk like that.
Yes, exactly. Right on cue. Braden Blackford draws the free pass from Poor Bros starter. We haven't introduced him yet. It's Justin Jansen, product of Mount Mercy College, and he is the brother of former Bradley pitcher Mitch Jansen, who I'm sure a lot of people around the area know him. What a wonderful pitcher he was for the Braves. This one has popped up, and will it stay in play? It will not. But Mitch Jansen, former Braves pitcher, all-MVC pick that was tragically killed in a plane crash. Jansen was a very accomplished pilot, one of the youngest pilots in the world to fly his type of aircraft that he flew. Native of nearby Princeville, Illinois, and Bradley still supports Mitch Jansen every year at the annual game. They have special baseballs. His brother is also a pretty good pitcher as well.
Mitch will be proud watching his brother pitch tonight, that's for sure. And what a wonderful ball player, a pilot, and wonderful man. Gone too soon. So
and that one fouled away, makes it 1-2. Justin Jansen this year also hitting pretty well, by the way, 2 for 5 in the small sample size we have. That one's in the dirt and make it 2-2. Blackford takes his lead off from first. It won't be going here. That one is fought off again and out of play.
You got to keep your eyes on Blackford, though. He's never know what he's thinking over there.
Blackford is one of the speedier Expos on the team. And the 2-2 as
almost right back to the booth here. Did you bring your net, guys? Did you bring your?
Did not bring my glove. Trusting my my bare hands right now, but not sure if we'll get any here in the booth. The net there, but you always gotta be ready. You never know. That one is lifted into short left field. That'll get down, and it gets past the left fielder. That'll still be just a simple single, but all of a sudden, Firehouse Pizza is in business.
The line drive in the book, and it hit it right where they aren't, in the shallow left field there. We got a pitching change. Scholte's out here to make a move.
That was Braden Ogden with the hit there for Firehouse Pizza, and we are going to have our first pitching change, at least in the Clutch Sports Media era here of the Sunday Morning League. That's Turner Mann, Metamora product, who now pitches for Tennessee Wesleyan.
Schulte is thinking here, let's change the eyesight. Let's change the vantage point for these hitters. We got a sidewinder here. Turner Mann coming in with a tough situation to walk into.
That is a very low arm slot there for Turner Mann. We'll see that trips up the Expos or not, but they are in business. Runners on first and second with one out. Brady Osmolski getting set to hit for the Expos. Osmolski, another last name that seems to be synonymous with Peoria Notre Dame, and his brother Alex also on the team as well. I know Larry Larson, who's sitting right next to me producing our broadcast, remembers the Osmolski brothers from, I believe, Peoria Notre Dame football a couple of years ago.
Hey, and baseball.
And baseball as well, obviously.
Got PND Dunlap one time.
And as man gets set to finishes up his warm-up pitches, we're going to look at his numbers this year. Doesn't have a record so far. He's thrown 3 innings and given up 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks, 4.67 ERA. As Osmolski is getting set to hit, and on deck for them is Brendan Eigenbrod, who's having a pretty good year.
It makes you wonder, did you see Jansen come up awkward in a pitch there for the early hook from Schulte? Did you see any signs of?
I did not see any signs, at least myself. I was a little surprised because obviously Jansen seemed to be pitching pretty well to start for poor Bros, but you never know what goes on. Maybe that was his game plan sometimes. I know a couple years ago, I don't think this is maybe the strategy, but the Tampa Bay Rays, they had a lot of teams, they have a closer, but the Rays had an opener. They would pitch, a reliever would pitch the first inning, and then the rest of the 8 innings would usually be taken up by a starter, but those first couple batters or first inning or two gave them something different. Really made it tough for the hitters to settle in. As man deals wide, that was to the backstop. Runners will advance, and runners on second and third now with 1 out. Rather, run crosses the plate. Excuse me, that was Shatted.
That was Blackford scored on that wild pitch there. 2 wild pitches from man, and so thrown into a tough situation coming into the game here. 2 men on, already down a couple, and having a little difficulty finding the zone here.
2-0 is catches the outside Black for a strike. They'll make it 2-1. So all that Osmolski has to do here is lift another fly ball, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. And that one also called for a strike. So man starting to turn things around.
Outfield is fairly deep. The left fielder is deep, and this is right to the right fielder.
That was a tough play. The outfield, and he made the grab. Diving catch in right field. The run will score. How about that catch there?
Here I'm commenting
for Trevor Goforth.
I'm commenting how the left fielder is so far, but Schulte had his right fielder where he needed to be with a great play. Full extension. He came up a little bit sore there, made the play, but Expos still get another run, so that was a sac fly. Great catch, but down 4-zip. The Jacks are in the hole.
Expos off to a hot start, looking for a way to make them 2-1 on the year. How about that catch, though, from Trevor Goforth battling the sun? You can see him right now. He's using his glove to shield himself from the sun. I'm sure it's too far to tell from here. My binoculars are in my backpack right now, but I'm sure he has sunglasses on, but sometimes maybe even not. That's not enough.
We'll try to find you a good optometrist if you need to really check the outfield.
I'll grind over to second base, and safe at first is Brendan Eigenbrod, so he's on board with a single and a pretty good optometrist sitting right here next to me, Tim Cundiff. Where you work at?
I'm in Peoria Vision Care Center. Shameless plug, folks. Shameless plug here.
Not sponsored.
No, it's not sponsoring tonight, though. Just.
I'll bring up Alex Brown next for Firehouse Pizza. So far on the year, he's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 5, grinding out to the pitcher to end the top of the first inning. Firehouse Pizza tacked on 2 runs here in the top of the first, as we have looks like either a Wasp or a Hornet that's entered the broadcast booth. We'll monitor that, but keep our attention focused on the field. The 1-1 to Brown is low for a strike.
The show must go on here, John. The show will go on, and we've got our sights on the Hornet here. It's a hornet nest of activity for the Firehouse Expos tonight, though, with 4 runs and 3 short innings, and that's how the inning comes to an end with a strikeout of Alex Brown.
So Turner Mann struggled to find some control early on, but recovers to strike out Alex Brown, looking to end the inning, but not before the Expos tack on 2 more runs. It's Firehouse Pizza 4, Poor Bros 0 as we're through 2.5 here at the East Side Center. Glad you're with us here on ClutchSportsIL.com. Jonathan Michael here alongside Peoria Sunday Morning League President Tim Cundiff. We want to thank Body Armor Sports Drink for being the official sponsor of the Sunday Morning League and the Clutch Sports Media Sunday Morning League Game of the Week. Body Armor is a great drink for before, during, after the game. Gets you lots of hydration. Tastes pretty good too. I'll probably take a sip here in a little bit, but I also want to thank Firehouse Pizza and Pub for being the longtime sponsor of the Expos here at the Sunday Morning League. And also for Poor Brothers Tap Room, the sponsor of the Poor Bros Jacks. I want to thank all of our great sponsors, not just the 2 that sponsor the 2 teams playing here today, but also all the rest of the sponsors for the other teams around the league. We have a new one this year, Brienzo's Orioles, who we'll see later in the year. It's an exciting new time. Now 8 teams in the Sunday Morning League.
8 teams in the league, 8 local sponsors, 8 local businesses. And what you alluded to a little while ago, the league started on local businesses providing an outdoor activity for their employees. Well, no longer do these players actually work for Poor Brothers or work for Firehouse. These young men, they work wherever. They work. They are, some of them are students. They are not employees of these sponsors, but the sponsors are that tradition has come true for 108 years, and we keep that going here in 2023. So thanks to all of our sponsors once again.
Sure thing. As we get started here in the bottom of the 3rd. First up to bat for Poor Bros is Ethan Sosnowski. Their catcher grounds over to the left side of the infield and put away for out number 1. Sosnowski, a player for the Augustana Vikings. I believe is Augustana, Illinois. There's an Augustana college up in South Dakota. I believe they're also the Vikings as well.
Are they really?
Indeed they are. The Augustana Vikings here in Illinois are D3. The other Augustana is D2. As he set to hit now is Aiden Fulton. The grounds it over to short. And another quick out for number 2. So Zach Roberts just cruising on the mound right now for the Expos.
He's not messing around. He's getting the ball and hopping on the mound. You were asking earlier, is there a play clock in the Sunday Morning League? We do not have a play clock, but you could have fooled me with the way Zach's out there pitching. He's pitching. He's getting the ball. He's on. He's ready to go. I mean, he is looking in for his sign, and you can tell he's in a groove tonight.
Maybe he's hungry, wants to keep the game moving along. Maybe he wants to go over to Firehouse Pizza earlier for a quick post-game bite as Kendall Hoffer, number 3, the 9-hitter for the Jacks, digs in. As he watches a ball, he makes it 2-0. Hoffer, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know if it's Hoffer or Hofer, but either way, he goes...
Kendall Hofer.
Hofer. He goes to Viterbo, which is D3 school up in
Wisconsin.
Up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So our camera operator, Josh Messenger, beat me to the punch. Josh, I'm thoroughly impressed by your knowledge of small colleges in the Midwest. Josh Messenger's sister went there. How about that? 2-2. That one is flat out to left field, so a very quick.
A line out right to the third baseman. It was a great, had him positioned perfectly, did Coach Dietz.
Had me fooled there. I looked away for a split second. Thought it was a fly out, but either way, another 1-2-3 inning for Zach Roberts and the Firehouse Pizza Expos. 9 up, 9 down for the Expos pitcher so far today. We're through 3, and Firehouse Pizza up 4-0 on the Poor Bros Jacks. And this week is a very special week here for the Sunday Morning League, as coming up later this week on Sunday is Keith Kelly Day in the Sunday Morning League. Keith Kelly, in summary, is the Jackie Robinson of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. He's a graduate of Peoria High and broke the color barrier back in 1950. He went on to play professionally in the Brooklyn Dodgers organization, same one as Jackie Robinson. So really great that Sunday Morning League is honoring Keith Kelly. And again, that Keith Kelly Day will be upcoming this Sunday.
It'll be this Sunday right up here at Eastside Center, and it's been a joy to learn about the Kelly family, to learn the story of a man who truly, genuinely broke barriers here locally. And he broke barriers in the state of Illinois. He was 3 years after Jackie Robinson, but he was a year before the Cubs. He was a year before the White Sox, 3 years before the Cubs, and he broke the barrier 3 years before the Cardinals did. This is history. We're going to have a proclamation from the state of Illinois done here on Sunday, and Keith's son, Ken Kelly, will be on hand for a ceremonial first pitch. So it's going to be a special day. Come on out to the ballpark on Sunday, where we will be declaring from here moving forward, June 11th will forever be known as Keith Kelly Day, our version of Jackie Robinson Day, and well-deserving, way overdue for making this official, but we are thrilled to honor him and his legacy, and his family will be here on Sunday morning.
Very fun times indeed. Anytime that the state of Illinois shows up for a proclamation, you know something special is happening. As a swing and a miss there for Tate Stone. He strikes out for out number one. So back to the top of the order as Zach Otten gets set to hit. He's came into this game 2 for 5 on the year with an RBI and 2 runs scored to go with 3 strikeouts, and he's drawn 2 walks. So he watches a strike from Turner Man. If I'm not mistaken, Tim, I believe Zach Otten is a Limestone product, if I remember correctly.
We'll get our stat guy to do the numbers on that. He's an ICC ball player. Plays at Tomey Field.
Lots of ICC past, present, and even future players on the field here today as he lifts that one up and fouls. Some ICC commits on the Poor Bros Jacks include some names that may be very familiar for Clutch Sports Media, including Jake Stewart from Washington. Otten is set down for out number 2. Jake Stewart, a former quarterback for Washington football team, point guard for the basketball team, and also a very good baseball player for them. So he's a little bit of a do-everything guy. He'll be headed to the Cougars, and he's a member of the Jacks. Nate Bartman, also of Poor Bros, a recent Metamora grad, played baseball and was a member of the Redbirds secondary in football. Cam Semmelroth, also a recent high school graduate of Limestone. He's also on Poor Bros and also headed to ICC. So exciting times for these young players. Is quickly 0-2. Now to Ben Kelly, a all-star last year.
Great ball player, all-star second baseman last year, led off to today's game with a single, but boy, oh boy, striking out the side. Turner Man, after a couple wild pitches early, he is dialed in.
The Turner Man took a little while to get the motor running, but it is in full gear now. As a quick top of the 4th for Poor Bros in the field, and they'll get a chance to hit and get back on some of this deficit here going into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Folks, don't blink. If you're watching at home and you're going to try to run to the kitchen or run to the restroom, Zach Otten, I mean, he's out of the dugout. He's on the mound, digging in already with warm-up pitches. We have no pitch clock. There's no time limit in these games, but it doesn't matter. When you're in the groove like he is tonight, he is right back at it, ready to pitch.
Certainly, and I want to thank Body Armor for sponsoring the Sunday Morning League and being the official sponsor of Clutch Sports Media Sunday Morning League Game of the Week. Big shout out to them for helping make this broadcast possible.
Maybe you're going to your refrigerator right now to get a nice cold Body Armor to quench your thirst while you're watching this. Thanks for watching, folks, and we are thrilled to be doing this. I want to thank these guys from Clutch Sports Media. We got the whole crew here. They were working, I mean, absolutely cords and AV and technical. I got to tell you, it was amazing to watch this, and it's coming together. This is our maiden voyage. This is our inaugural game on broadcast. So if you're at home watching it, we're going to keep working kinks out. We're going to keep working on things like this, but we're thrilled to have it. What a great added piece to. We're proud of the league. We're proud of 108 years of tradition and history, and we're trying to continue to advance the league forward, and this is doing it. So, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for Clutch being a part of our season.
Thank you, Tim. It surely is an honor to be a part of such a historic league and, one that's so well respected around the area. And again, we're excited for what this year will bring. Again, this is our first broadcast. Nice off-speed pitch there from Poor Brothers pitcher, but should be a very fun year. And again, want to thank everyone who stuck with us through our technical difficulties. Had a couple of things go wrong near the start of the broadcast, but overcame them, and we are on air ready to go, and we are cruising down to the bottom of the fourth. Big swing and a miss there from Trevor Goforth, the leadoff batter for Poor Brothers.
And I know the folks at home are wondering, the Hornet is no longer on premises. He has left the booth. I think we can breathe easy, guys. I think we're out of harm's way at the moment, so thanks for your concerns, folks.
And Brady Becklin gets set to hit for the Jacks. He's an ICC guy and has also played in the MLB Draft League. So far today, he is struck out his first time up. That one is chopped over to the shortstop and put away for out number 2. So another quick out here in the bottom of the fourth. We're officially past the halfway mark, and we're only about 45 minutes into this game. First pitch around 6 or so p.m.
7-inning ball game. 7-inning game. And, yeah, we started right after 6 o'clock. And Pajoli's in. And Evan is a guy who's always a threat. You got to be careful with him. When you're in the zone like Roberts is, though, he says, give me the ball. I'm going to bring it to him, and I'll bring my best against your best.
And Roberts just a bit away, trying to get Pajoli to chase there. Pajoli, a member of the Olivet Nazarene baseball team, and that one is cranked out to left field. This one is deep, and that one is well gone.
It's off the top of the fence. Off the fence.
To the naked eye, it looks like that ball was going well over the fence, but it hits the top of it. Tough break there for Pajoli, who only maybe needed another inch or two, and he's looking at a home run.
We got the wind blowing in from the outfield. If you look at the American flag over there, and man, oh, I thought he had it in him. I thought he did, but top of the fence. There goes the no-hitter. There goes Zach Roberts bid it a no-no, and we've got trouble brewing here. We got 2 outs, a guy in scoring position for Caleb.
That's the first base runner of the game or the second one of the game, rather, for the Jacks. Didn't want to say the no-hitter word on air.
Don't want to jinx it.
Don't want to jinx it.
My first game ever broadcasting ever, and I thought, am I going to witness a no-hitter in my debut? Of note, folks, we are not. The no-hitter is no more jinxing. Evan said, no more no.
And we'll bring up Noah Chase, the right-hander for the Jacks, batting cleanup. So far today, he's flew out to right field. Or rather, Caleb Johnson, excuse me. Johnson's having a heck of a year. Now hitting 500 and flew out to the second baseman his first time up. The 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on second base is fought off and foul. That one might take a bounce onto the adjacent softball field here at the East Side Center. What a complex over here in East Peoria. I hadn't actually been here until a couple weeks ago, and lots of baseball, softball fields. The 2-2 is also hit foul. Is here for the Class 3A softball super sectional between Metamora and Lamont here just 2 days ago. That good attendance there, and
great season for the Redbirds. Phenomenal season.
Certainly is. Always fun around playoff time. Really, lots of local teams. This one is hit well into left, and going back is the center fielder and making the running grab. What a catch there from Zach Otten out there in center field. So the Jacks threaten but do not score. Evan Pajoli with a loud double to left and a similarly loud fly out there from Caleb Johnson. That will do it in the bottom of the fourth for the Poor Bros. Jacks through 4. and the Expos are up 4-0 here on ClutchSportsIL.com.
John, you mentioned you were up here watching the Metamora Redbirds. I've got another interesting connection with the Metamora Redbirds softball team and the Sunday Morning League. So star player for the Metamora Redbirds, Till.
Cadence Till, yep.
Cadence Till. Her father, Brock Till, legend in the Sunday Morning League, was a pitcher, right-handed pitcher, played in the Cincinnati Reds organization, made it to AAA, and then he pitched in the Sunday Morning League, and he was lights out in the Sunday Morning League. Year after year, ERA close to 0, was a star pitcher, five-time Pitcher of the Year award winner. He was an MVP. He could hit, he could throw, and he is no longer playing in the Sunday Morning League. He has taken upon himself to work on softball, and he has been coaching and training, and his daughter is one of the top prospects in the country.
Certainly, it was exciting to watch. Metamora fell to Lamont, though, earlier in the week, but just going back to the East Side Center here, lots of different baseball, softball fields, soccer fields here as well, and just beyond the right field fence is Corwin Clatt Field, home of the East Peoria Raiders football team. There's also an indoor complex, some gyms, and workout facilities in there, so you can really do it all here at the East Side Center, but we are in full baseball and softball season right now. Top of the fifth getting set, and the Sidewinder man fires a ball low and in.
Corning Clatt, you just mentioned, played football for the East Peoria Red Raiders, and then he played football for the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
How about that?
Legendary football player, and so that's why they've dedicated and named the field after him up here at East Side.
Now in a swing and a miss.
Andy Shadid leading off.
And the 1-1 Expos looking to build on their lead. They've allowed just one hit so far. Shadid so far today, he had a sac fly to left field, and he chops this one over to the shortstop, and throw is over, and it's passed, and that will be likely probably charged E6 there as Shadid reaches base. Could be a hit, could be an error. Larry Larson says it's a hit.
Official scorekeeper, yeah, we'll go with it was close.
We'll go with a hit. How about it?
The throw was low, brought the first baseman off the bag. I'd argue that the throw was an error. But either way, we've got leadoff action here. We've got nobody out, one man on for Braden Blackford. Back-to-back Notre Dame Stars.
Shadid is going to throw there from Sosnowski. Throw it, and he got him.
It's a laser.
What a great throw there from Ethan Sosnowski behind the dish to nail Andy Shadid. That'll make things a little bit easier for the Jacks, and that's big. You're trying to climb out of a 4-0 deficit like they're at right now.
Shadid was thinking, we've got a Sidewinder pitcher. I've got a chance to, get into scoring position. But no, the Sidewinder did not slow down the motion, and a great gun from the Poor Brothers catcher, Sosnowski.
0-2 from Turner Man to Braden Blackford. That one chopped to the right side. That will be past a diving Kendall Hofer, and that will be a single for Blackford. So the Expos get their base runner right back. Just add another out. That will bring in
Braden Ogden.
Braden Ogden, indeed.
The catcher for the Firehouse Expos.
Ogden as a single already today. That was his first hit of the year. Came in 0 for 5 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Man fires right down Broadway there for a strike.
When you're a right-handed batter, when the way he throws, he's coming right at you. You really got to hold in and you're tempted to duck out and step out, but you got to hold on there. And that one didn't matter. Went to the left-handed batter's box. But when he's coming at you, boy, it is tough to hit when you got a Sidewinder like this.
Really is, especially when it is that righty-righty matchup like it is right now. 1-1 with one out. Throw back to keep Blackford honest, and he's back safely. On deck for Firehouse Pizza is Brady Osmolski and Brendan Eigenbrod in the hole. Both those players have, I assume to be, a brother on the team. There's 2 Eigenbrods, Brendan and JD, and
That is correct.
Alex and Brady Osmolsky.
2 sets of brothers. And that's how Kent does it. Kent says, listen, anybody in the family, can mom play, can grandma play, let's bring them all. No. He likes to get siblings there. They're all good ball players, all of them.
I would love to see if he
didn't call for a guy's grandmother to come.
the matriarch of the Osmolsky family is willing to lace him up. If she's watching, the invitation is open, at least as it appears. Or you can choose to stay in the stands or watch at home on CliffSportsIL.com.
We've got a good crowd here tonight. It's a beautiful night here in East Peoria. Great crowd, great turnout. The bleachers are packed. The folks bring their lawn chairs. They bring their umbrellas, and they're here for some baseball, but they're also here for a beautiful night out, just enjoying the scenery up here. But if you're enjoying this at home, we want to thank you for being a part of history, for taking part in our first broadcast. First time the Sunday Morning League has gone live. We'll be here all season long, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Action from all 8 teams in the league. You're going to see a variety of players and teams and coaches and some great matchups as the season goes on. So mark your calendar, set your subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed and followed, I'd encourage you to follow Clutch Sports Media. Clutch Sports Media has been a great partner for the league, and they cover high school sports. They cover local sports during the season. But this was a new venture for them to cover our games for the summer. So we're thrilled to have them here, and be sure to follow all of our socials with the Sunday Morning League. We're on all of the socials, and we got a great website, psml.net. If you're sitting there at home and you don't know the rosters, our rosters are all published on the website, PSML, for Peoria Sunday Morning League, psml.net. Tune in all year long for great action in this historic league.
That was Braden Ogden who drew a walk. Therefore, Firehouse as Brady Osmolsky gets set to hit. Again, if follow us on social media, this one is popped up and out of play. We are on Facebook, just Clutch Sports Media, and also that's our Instagram handle as well, on Twitter at ClutchSportsIL.com, and really glad to be here, not only just because to be a part of this league and be a part of something new. I always love doing new innovative things for Clutch Sports Media, but also as the high school sports season winds down, it gives us something to do over the summer. As it now is 1-2 to Osmolsky. Again, the baseball and softball state finals for 3A and 4A. But wrapping up this weekend for softball, will be right here in Peoria at the Louisville Slugger Complex up over by Grand Prairie in Northwest Peoria. 3A and 4A baseball over in Joliet. 2-2 from the Sidewinder man, and he nailed him in the shin.
Remember what I said about he's tough to face when he winds like that. You think he's going to throw it right at you, and sure enough, he does throw it at the batter. We've got loaded bases here, loaded bases for Eigenbrod.
Big opportunity here for the Expos to blow this game open here in the top of the 5th. 1 out, so the Jacks have a force at any base. We'll see if they do. They're bringing their corner infielders in, second baseman and shortstop, playing at double play depth. Eigenbrod has walked and singled so far today. And he came into this game 4 for 5 with 2 runs and a walk.
He was player of the game opening day when the Expos defeated the Falcons. Miller Lite Falcons went down to the Expos on opening day thanks to 3 hits from this guy. 3 hits from Eigenbrod.
And Poor Bros, they carry a spotless record into this game. Firehouse Pizza 1-1, but this result holds. The Jacks' perfect record would be in jeopardy. That one a swing and a miss from Eigenbrod.
Man would love a strikeout here. A strikeout or a ground ball right at somebody to try to get out of this trouble.
1-2, that one's foul. Almost right back at us. Hello.
I asked, did you bring your glove? Did you? Boy, there.
Well, there is an opportunity for us to actually catch one now because that foul ball snapped a hole in the net that runs from the press box to the top of the backstop. So now the possibility of catching a foul ball goes from maybe about 0.01%, maybe up to about 1% now. Still pretty low, but you never know.
You cannot script October. I'm telling you. Baseball is a crazy sport. It's a crazy game, and you come to the ball game, and you don't know what you're going to see. You're going to see something new every single day at the ballpark, and that's what makes it a beautiful game. It's America's pastime for a reason. Another foul ball, same spot, just not quite high enough.
It was on the same trajectory.
Wow.
And there, has a notice. Maybe you saw the young man with a long piece of PVC pipe moving that ball along, and there's a little hole cut out in the net for the foul balls to just drop right on down once they're plotted along, and another one fouled right back in near the same direction. So lightning is struck in pretty much the same place about 3 times.
He was in the hole 1 and 2, but he is fighting. I mean, great at bat here for Eigenbrod. He is not going down easy.
He's doing so. The base is loaded. Man wants a strikeout. Tries to get him to chase, and he doesn't bite. Runners on base right now. It's Shadid on third, Blackford on third, Ogden on second, and Osmolsky at first. That one low and away, so full count. Man in danger of walking in a run. Big pitch here in order to keep the Expos at 4, and he rings them up. Eigenbrod didn't think so. He tossed his bat, was ready to head down to first base, but that one just nicked the outside black. That's a huge call for Turner Man of the Jacks.
Generous strike zone. Without K zone, hard to say. Did that touch the outer half? It was right there. I mean, it was a tough call, but that gets him the strikeout nonetheless.
That one looked like it hit Alex Brown.
Second hits batsman this inning, and beaning in a run, we'll call it.
Never want to do that as a pitcher, but danger was lurking all around the infield for Man of the Jacks, so that'll make it a 5-0 ball game. 3 ducks still on the pond as number 9 hitter for Firehouse Pizza gets set to hit. That's Tate Stone. He's grounded out and struck out today. Base hit would score 1, probably 2, with 2 outs. Osmolsky will be running on contact. Ogden's over at third. Big swing and a miss there, as Stone was trying to make it a 9-0 ball game with that swing. Man could get out of the inning with just 1 more strike here. He fires in, catches the outside, and that's a backwards K to end the top of the 5th. So Turner Man hits a pair of batters and allows 1 to score, but Firehouse Pizza leaves 3 on base, but they carry a 5-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 5th here at the Eastside Center in East Peoria. And while we're here at a break, we want to thank Body Armor Sports Drink for being the official sponsor of the Sunday Morning League and the Sunday Morning League Game of the Week on Clutch Sports Media. I want to thank Poor Bros Tap Room as well, sponsor of the Poor Bros Jacks, pretty self-explanatory there, and also Firehouse Pizza and Pub.
It's a busy slate in the Sunday Morning League tonight. We've got our Game of the Week here at Eastside Center, but we have games at 4 locations tonight. 4 locations have games going on as we speak. We will try to get you scores updates as we get them in. At ICC, we have the Move Smart Mariners taking on the Cruisins Reds. We have at Peoria Notre Dame High School, you mentioned a little while ago, our newest sponsor, the Brienzo's Orioles. They're taking on the Tin Lizard Titans. And at Richwoods High School, we've got the Miller Lite Falcons, your defending champs, taking on the Peoria Legion squad, managed by Mike Dunn. The Peoria Legion squad is not in the Sunday Morning League. They're not an actual. This is an interleague game. We'll call it that. But that's not phasing them because just got word in the Miller Lite Falcons are trailing 3-1 after 4. Trailing 3-1 after 4 at Richwood, so that is a surprise. We'll try to keep you folks posted on the score as we get the results in this evening. Action
all around the league, and it's 8 teams. And
the Coles Diamond Gallery Royals do have the night off.
Have the day off. So thanks to the Legion for filling in as Noah Chase watches a strike for first pitch of the at-bat. Noah Chase goes to Morton College, which is not in Morton, Illinois. It's up near Chicago. Ground out there for the first inning, or first out, rather. Pardon the trip up there.
We had a substitution here. Schulte brought in Brody Reed to play in the outfield for Ashton Horcham. So this is Reed's first at-bat of the game. This is Brody Reed. He's a Washington High School product, ICC ball player, number 20, now batting for the Jacks.
Reed was an all-star honorable mention last year. Makes good contact, but just about straight up. And fighting the sun, who's got it, and a basket catch.
How about
made
that?
There by, that was Stone over and right. That sun is definitely giving some players trouble. But regardless, Tate Stone puts it away.
He hung with it. And he had Ben Kelly going out and Stone coming in. And were they communicating? Were they battling the sun? Hard to figure, but it's an out. 2 outs in the inning.
I'll bring up Ethan Sosnowski, the catcher for the Jacks. Grounded out 5-3 his first time up. Watches that one inside. Beautiful night here at Eastside Center. A temperature in the mid to low 70s, I believe.
I've got 78 right here. 78
well,
as we speak here.
Yeah, internal thermometer maybe just a bit off, as now Sosnowski looks at the 1-2, but regardless, couldn't ask for a better night of baseball. That one is ripped, and that one should be fair.
Fair ball.
That'll be extra bases, possibly for Sosnowski. He's motoring to second, throws it to come in, but he's in standing up. And that's the second hit of the Jacks for the game, and that's the second double for them so far. So if you just sum up this game for Poor Bros, it's double or nothing, literally.
And with 2 outs as well. So this is the second time they've had opportunity with a man in scoring position, but with 2 outs, you got to have some clutch hits here. We'll see if Fulton can come through with a clutch hit to get the Poor Brothers squad on the board.
Aiden Fulton, the ICC commit, just wrapped up his senior year at IVC over in Chillicothe. This one first pitch swinging and popped up. And catcher looking for it, and he has got it. That'll be the end of the third for the Jacks. They're still looking for their first run, but they do get a big double from their catcher, Ethan Sosnowski. We're on to the 6th here on ClutchSportsIL.com. Firehouse Expos cruising along, looking for their second victory of the season. And while we get a minute, Larry, obviously want to thank our sponsor, Body Armor, as official sports drink of the Sunday Morning League, and I want to thank them for being a great sponsor of the Sunday Morning League Game of the Week here on ClutchSportsIL.com. Also, Poor Bros Tap Room and Firehouse Pizza. But there's some great graphics that were made for this game. Don't want them to go to waste. We'll get a look at who is, at least for the starters for this game, and why not? This is the starters for this game. Again, I want to thank Joey Wright for putting together our graphics here today, as we have a substitution for Poor Bros. Casey Holland, new pitcher, coming in for the Jacks. But there was Firehouse's started lineup: Otten, Kelly, Shadid, Blackford, Ogden, Osmolsky, Eigenbrod, Brown, and Stone. And the Jacks defensive alignment: Jansen and Sosnowski, Pajoli, Hofer, Becklin, and Chase are on the infield. And then Horcham, who I believe was just substituted out for Brody Reed, Aiden Fulton, and Goforth in the outfield. And get a quick look at the starting lineup. And why not? Get a look at the Jacks starting lineup and the Firehouse Pizza and Pub Expo's defensive alignment there. Again, those were our starters today. We would have got them to you earlier, but things didn't go to plan, at least in terms of start of the broadcast. But we'll work things out and should have everything all set to go, especially for next week. Got to working out the kinks here. We're glad you're with us on ClutchSportsMedia.com. I want to thank our wonderful crew stepping in tonight. Josh Messenger stepping in and running camera on very late notice. And Larry Larson, our producer today, is also stepping in and taking some time of his night to be at the sticks and control our graphics and everything as we get started here in the top of the 6th inning. And first up for the Expos, it's the top lineup and Zach Otten.
Facing a new arm. This is the third pitcher for the game for Poor Brothers. Casey Holland, the St. Ambrose Bee. He heard there was a hornet in the booth, and so he said, I'm going to get me to the mound. I'm going to come to the rescue. Let's see if he can quiet the hornet's nest of offense from the Firehouse Expos. Speaking of offense, I just got an update from ICC tonight. The Cruisins Reds have a 12-2 lead over the Move Smart Mariners in the third inning. 12-2 over Move Smart.
Wow.
That's taking place tonight at ICC.
And Otten struck out looking, dropped third strike. He was thrown out at first. That's one down. Cruisins Reds, definitely a title contender this year in the Sunday Morning League, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I want to double check, but I believe they finished runner-up to Miller Lite last year.
Correct. Cruisins got a great ball club once again this year. The Cruisins Reds, they're deep, they're talented, and they're looking sharp to start the season, and they're showing it tonight over Move Smart at ICC.
Ben Kelly will get his third trip to the plate so far. He singled and came around to score and also struck out. Casey Holland on the mound for the Jacks. I believe this is his first appearance of the year for the Southpaw, who went to college about an hour 45, I'll say, up the road from Peoria, up in Davenport at St. Ambrose, and he gets Kelly to ground out to short for 2 down. Shadda gets set to hit Ben Kelly, though, an all-star second baseman last year, hit .355. So looking to get things going this year. That single back in the first was his first hit of the year.
Back in the first, this guy hit one deep to left for a sacrifice fly. This is Andy Shadid, your defending home run king. Last year led the league in home runs.
Had 5 big flies last year for the Expos, and that one is a big fly, but not big enough to be a real big one. That will be a fly in the left field there, kind of. Yeah, incomplete thought there, but
medium fly.
yes, a medium fly there for Andy Shadid. That'll be 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 6th. Again, Firehouse Pizza still rolling. It's got to put 2 more scoreless innings up, and they can chalk this one up as a win. And
what did I say? Who's the first one on the field? Who's ready to pitch again? Who is feeling it tonight? Who's in the zone? But Zach Roberts, give me the ball, he says. Coach, let me keep it going. Will he throw a complete game tonight? How many pitches has he thrown? He's got a low pitch count. I know he's on 54 pitches for the evening, so low pitch count. That's through 5. So, can he keep it up?
Zach Roberts, I'm sure his presence on the mound has been refreshing for the Expos. You know what else is refreshing is Body Armor Sports Drink, the official sponsor of Sunday Morning League and the Clutch Sports Media SML Game of the Week. I want to thank them for helping make tonight's broadcast possible, and also Poor Bros Tap Room and Firehouse Pizza and Pub. As our Josh Messenger gives us a look at Corning-Clatt Field there just beyond the right center field fence. Home turf for the East Peoria Raiders football team. Never broadcasted a game there, but it looks like a nice facility, very nice field. Right here at the East Side Center in East Peoria, one of 4 main venues used by the Sunday Morning League, but the playoffs for the Sunday Morning League, or at least the final is played at Dozier Park.
That's correct. This is the 5th year that our championship series will be at the home of the Peoria Chiefs, Dozier Park. But new this year, there are regular season games that will also take place at Dozier. We're calling it the Dozier Series. The Chiefs are on the road for 2 weeks in July, and so we've got a Thursday night on July 13th. It's a Thursday. There's going to be a doubleheader there. And then on the following Tuesday. So the July 13th, the Dozier Series will feature the Move Smart Mariners versus these Poor Brothers Jacks that you're watching tonight. That night will also feature the Tin Lizard Titans against these Firehouse Expos. That's Thirsty Thursday, Sunday Morning League style at Dozier Park. The following Tuesday will be the second half of the Dozier Series. We've got the Miller Lite Falcons taking on the Cruisins Reds. That's a rematch of last year's championship series that took place at the same site. And that night will also close out with the Coles Diamond Gallery Royals and the Brienzo's Orioles. That's Tuesday, July 18th. That's our Dozier Series. So we're excited to give every team a chance to play at Dozier, not just the championship series. That'll be a fun new spin this July.
Certainly always fun to take the field as how it is fouled off by Kendall Hofer, and always fun to take the field at the same place that many professional MLB greats have played on, including Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, all sorts of present day and past Cubs and Cardinals and players of other squads have played for the Chiefs, who are hosting the Beloit Sky Carp this weekend. As our Larry Larson gives a fist pump, ladies and gentlemen. In case you didn't know, Larry Larson is the broadcaster for the Beloit Sky Carp, helping us out tonight too, as he popped up there by Go Forth and is put away for out number 2. So that was Go Forth rather than Hofer. My apologies there, as 2 down now for Zach Roberts, who we really haven't talked enough about. I feel like he's having an incredible game, just 2 hits allowed. Makes that 5 hits allowed on the year.
The Beloit Sky Carp, huh? We've referenced the Sky Carp tonight. We've referenced the Mastodons tonight.
Indeed we have.
Good. Yeah, there we go. Loud and clear. Pinch hitting here, we've got Zach Schulte here, the player manager, Zach Schulte.
Throwing it back to the old days of baseball when the managers used to also play as well. I always thought that'd be fun if that continued, as Schulte watches a ball high and in.
Schulte is a solid hitter, and he batted .313 last year, 21 hits. Really a tough ball player, gritty ball player, fighting it down the line here for a ground out. But he's a player manager, and so there are some squads in the league that do feature a player manager scenario. Kent Dietz from the Firehouse squad does not play. He's just manager only, an MO we'll call him. But Zach is a player manager. Tough one there for Zach. Tough evening tonight so far for Poor Brothers. Firehouse has just had their number from the first pitch.
It really has, Jackson. Just 2 hits so far, looking to get on the board. They'll need 5 in the bottom of the 7th. But first, the Expos will have a chance to tack on some insurance runs. And I want to thank their sponsor, Firehouse Pizza and Pub, for being the sponsor of the Expos and also for tonight's broadcast. I want to thank them for their 9th season of sponsoring the Sunday Morning League, and also Poor Brothers Tap Room. You see it right there on your screen. Purveyors of Craft. I want to thank Poor Brothers for their great support of the Jacks this year. Gotta say, purveyor is a word that's not really in my day-to-day vernacular. I'd have to. I assume that it's sort of like maybe masters of their craft, but for a real definition, I'd have to Google that.
Let's get Webster's definition of a purveyor here, Owen. If we could get, we haven't. One of our Sunday Morning League interns is in the booth tonight, manning the
great research department on hand.
Scoreboard tonight, research department. And a purveyor is a person who sells or deals in particular goods. A purveyor of large luxury vehicles, for example, and so they are a purveyor of fine beverages in Peoria Heights. It's a great outdoor patio area, one of the best spots in the summer to watch a live concert. Their concert series is second to none. They put on a great show all season long. So support Poor Brothers, support Firehouse Pizza. I'm convinced that Zach Roberts is just in the zone because he's going to go to Firehouse after the game for a slice of pizza.
And Roberts has been working quickly and efficiently. Our official game time right now, right around, we'll say, an hour and 17 minutes, and we're already in the 7th inning. And no, there is no pitch clock as Expos get set to hit here as Braden Blackford, their cleanup batter, turns away, watches one inside, so 3-0 as Casey Holland out for his second inning of work for the Jacks. In danger of a leadoff walk, but on the 3-0.
That is deep.
As hit well by Blackford, and that one is gone.
Out of here.
The first home run in the Clutch Sports Media / Sunday Morning League history is Peoria Notre Dame product Braden Blackford. That's his first home run of the year.
Coach Dietz gave him the 3-0 green light, and he did not miss that pitch.
Definitely did not. And that one was a big fly out to right field, cleared the fence with some
authority.
ease.
With authority.
That'll add on another run, making it a little bit harder for Poor Brothers. It's just been the Expos night as Braden Ogden digs in. Swings and misses for strike 2. And the 0-2 from Holland, low and in the dirt. Due up in the next inning for the Jacks, it's got to be Caleb Johnson or Ethan Pajoli, Caleb Johnson, and Noah Chase.
It'll be the heart of the order for Poor Brothers, and that's what they need. That's who you want to come up. If you are a Poor Brothers Jacks fan at home, don't turn off that set. There is still a chance. The meat of their order, the middle of the order is coming up in the bottom of the 7th with a chance to have a late game rally. That's what they're hoping for.
Some big hitters lurking in the dugout for the Jacks as that 2-2 is away. So the string has run out for Casey Holland. Winds and throws, and that will be a free pass to Ogden. So not what the Jacks wanted, obviously, trying to hold the Expos at 5. They've home run from Blackford made a 6-0 game, and now you have a runner on first. Nobody out here, so Expos could still make a statement as Brady Osmolsky gets set to hit. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Also flew out to right and walked today.
I don't see anybody warming up in the Firehouse Expos bullpen. This is Zach Roberts' game from start to finish, and you know he wants the ball.
Certainly it does, and this would be his second complete game of the year, and if he doesn't allow any runs, would be his second complete game shutout of the year. Anytime you can check throw over, keep Ogden honest, anytime you can get through your first 2 outings of the year and not have an ERA, it's pretty good. This one got into short. This one could be 2. Flip, and flip wasn't even made in the first place.
Everybody's safe. Everybody's safe. Couldn't get a handle. Couldn't get a grip. Had the ball in his glove. Could not make the exchange to his throwing hand. And 2 men on, and still nobody out.
Now, the Expos are in business. No one in the Jacks bullpen right now, so it looks like this is Casey Holland's mess to get out of. But runner on first and second, nobody out. Double play is still a possibility. Strikeout could help as well, and it's what Brendan Eigenbrod did his last time up, but that was the first time that he's done it all year. Also walked back in the first and singled in the third. And the count 1-1. Expos have already put a run on the board. Is that one high for ball 2. Swing and a miss there by Eigenbrod. He's looking for a big hit with that swing. And that one low, so full count now. Holland in danger of loading the bases. Good patience really being shown by the Expo hitters tonight. Couple walks in there, a couple strikeouts as well, but Holland gets the strikeout right as I say it. That one is huge. That one could set up an ending double play.
If you are just tuning in and you're thinking, well, the Poor Brothers has some time to chip away at this lead, we're down to the last inning. In the Sunday morning league, we play 7-inning games, and so this is the final inning, the final chance. So they need to get out of this inning with no more damage, limit this outburst, and get in there and try to tack out some runs now. They can't wait. They can't wait till the 9th. We play 7-inning ball games.
If this result were to hold, the Jacks would drop their first contest of the year, so they're still sitting pretty good at 2-1 on the year. Last year, they advanced to the Sunday Morning League semifinals. Last year, the Expos were right at 500, 11-11. Unfouled back, so it's quickly 0-2 now to Alex Brown, who was one of a pair of Expos that were hit by a pitch, and it's swing and a miss there, and Casey Holland has 2 big strikeouts. Keep runners on first and second now and gets an all-important second out.
It's up to Stone here. If the Expos are going to do any more damage, 2 outs, the runners will be moving with something here. Could be more trouble, could be more offense. Does Stone have it in? And we'll see.
Stone is looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 3 with forwards facing K and a backwards facing one as well. Watches a strike there on the lower outer part of the zone to make it 1-1. Swing and a miss there from Stone. Holland got him on the pitch low. So here the ting of some aluminum bats in the distance. Some youngsters getting some practice in on one of the many fields here at Eastside Center. And Holland, looks like that one may have gotten away from just a bit.
We're excited. We're excited. You mentioned the different fields up here. We also are excited to be using the brand new turf field up here at Eastside Center. Not using it tonight, folks, but we do have a second facility, a second field at this facility. Also is another home site for the league, and so you will see action at some Sundays. You're going to see action on both diamonds. This Sunday, there's a doubleheader on the main field, the Dave Rogers Field, and there'll be a doubleheader on the turf field. Brand new this year at Eastside Center at turf field.
So wraps into the third baseman, and a great play across the diamond.
That was your third baseman. That was Noah Chase.
That was Noah Chase.
Great play.
Great play there for the Jacks to keep the damage to just 1 in the top of the 7th, but the Jacks have their work cut out for them. They need to score 6 here in the final half inning against Zach Roberts, who's been rolling along on the hill for Firehouse Pizza. And I want to quickly thank our great sponsor for tonight's broadcast and for the Sunday Morning League, Body Armor Sports Drink. Great way to replenish and refuel and hydrate before and after the game. It says superior hydration right here on the bottle. I know because I have a fruit punch one sitting right in front of me.
How you enjoying that? You enjoying the?
I really am. This is a very good drink. I'm a big fan of this.
Larry's blue raspberry is empty.
It's gone.
Wounded soldier over there. So
yeah,
thumbs up from Larry. How about Owen? You got we got the orange mango. Thumbs up.
Orange mango, and Tim over here to my left is a strawberry banana. That one looks good. I'm always a sucker for anything strawberry banana flavored, so I'll have to pick that up in the store next time.
It's quite a variety when you go to the store. Quite a variety of Body Armor. There's Body Armor Light, especially if you want to get a lower calorie version. They've got options for for all your hydration needs.
I want to thank Body Armor for being a great sponsor of the Sunday Morning League, the oldest amateur baseball league in America. Clutch Sports Media proud to present you Game of the Week coverage each week during the regular season this year, which the regular season runs until about late July. So every Wednesday night at 6 p.m., set your reminders, subscribe to our channel, and tune in and relax. Maybe watch some Sunday Morning League on your front porch, your living room, wherever is comfortable for you. Bottom of the seventh, getting set here for the Jacks. And their first batter, Evan Pajoli. He's got lots of power in that bat. Had a near home run that was probably only about an inch away from clearing the fence. There's that yellow circular border that runs along the fence. As he pops this one will stay in play, but it is not caught as
great effort.
Two Expos hit the deck.
Alex Brown and Ben Kelly both converging. Alex didn't know how close he was to the fence over there, and it's a tough sky. We still have the sun. If you're in right field or if you are at first base, you're still battling with the sun, battling with the fence, and regardless, it's another chance for Pajoli.
Pajoli was an all-star designated hitter last year. Had 28 RBIs and hit 375. Coming into today, he was 2 for 7, with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. As he now faces a full count against Zach Roberts.
Right back here.
That one hit the top of the press box here. Felt a brief vibration. Roberts has only walked one batter today, and that was Trevor Goforth, the first Jack to bat in the bottom of the first. As Pajoli.
Big fly, but not big enough.
Another, we'll call that one a medium to big fly. It was deep, but not deep enough to be a big hit. So one down in the bottom of the seventh. That'll bring up Caleb Johnson, who's 0 for 2 in this contest. Got 5 RBIs on the year, but he's got to change from being the guy that brings them in to the guy that gets things started. And when you're down 6-0, Tim, it's less about getting those big hits and more about just getting on base and just keeping the line moving with those little hits.
Find it any way you can to start a rally. Get on base, long at bat. This could be a base runner here. This is, no, it's not going to get to the gap.
Flew out to right field, which if you're going to fly out somewhere, you want to fly out to right. Maybe there's an off chance that the right fielder may lose it in the sun. You never know, but it did not happen in that occasion. So last chance for the Jacks here is Noah Chase. And if you look at it one way, lots of pressure to maybe keep this game alive, but also at the same time, you get on base and could be start of a humongous rally. Chops that one foul, and it'll be 1-1.
Baseball's a special game. Baseball, you never know what you're going to see. History happens every day. We say this that with the Sunday Morning League, we're the oldest amateur league in America. So every day we just keep adding to our record of being the oldest amateur. So every night is historic. Tonight is extra historic. We're broadcasting for the first time. So will there be a historic finish with 2 outs? Does Noah Chase have it in him to keep this thing going, or does Zach Roberts just have his foot on the gas all night long?
He's through 6 2/3. That one is hit well, but foul. Straighten that ball out a little bit. That one may have cleared the fence as it disappears into the trees in between the two fields.
Yeah, we're going to need a new baseball here, folks.
That one is.
The umps are calling for a backup.
That one's destined for maybe a dog with a keen nose to fight. There's a pooch in attendance tonight down the third base line.
Wagging his tail. He must be a Expos fan. He's excited.
He must be. He's sitting by the Expos side, so we assume that dog looks to be of the, might be a
I don't see him wearing a hat or a jersey of sorts.
Yeah, you gotta get jerseys. As that one is a strikeout of Noah Chase, and Zach Roberts finishes off a dandy of a ball game, goes the distance, and allows just 2 hits, both doubles, And Firehouse Pizza takes this one. They shut out the Poor Bros Jacks 6-0. Tim, we don't have an official game MVP honor for this broadcast, but it's got to be to Zach Roberts.
I think there's no question. I mean, the way he was dealing all night long, he was in the zone. From when I talked to him, when I walked up to the ballpark tonight, he was ready. He was already feeling it, and he showed it clearly tonight. The Expos put up the offense early and often. They were consistent all game long. They didn't waver. They were solid all game. The Jacks had a couple of chances, but just could not break the curse, could not get into Zach Roberts. The dog is happy. The Expos fans are happy. We hope you're happy. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This has been great having you fellas. Really honored to have you here as part of baseball history in the Sunday Morning League.
Well, Tim, we're honored to have you, and honored to have you in for your broadcast debut. Again, Clutch Sports Media, we always say a lot of people that work for us like to help them, start their careers, and, maybe there's a future of broadcasting for you, Tim.
I would like the record to note that Tim Cundiff, Albert Pujols, both made their broadcasting debut in the same week. I mean, I think there's something to be said for that. I'm not putting myself in his category by any means, but this has been really fun. This has really been a joy, and we hope you fans are enjoying this. We'll be here all season long and trying to bring some sights and sounds of this historic league to you, right in your home or right in your deck. As long as you got an internet, you've got Clutch Sports.
Certainly, and how about wrap things up tonight? Firehouse Pizza, they score in all the odd innings, 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the seventh. And the Expos take a 6-0 win over the Poor Bros Jacks.
And if I could put 2 more plugs in, folks, before you tune off your sets. This Sunday will be a special day in the league with Keith Kelly Day up here at Eastside Center. So if you do have the chance to come on up here on Sunday morning at 9 a.m., where there will be a special tribute to the man who broke the color barrier of the Sunday Morning League in 1950. Keith Kelly followed in the footsteps of Jackie Robinson as our Jackie Robinson, but he literally followed in Jackie's footsteps because he did play in the Brooklyn Dodgers organization for a couple of years, and we'll be honoring him and his family on the day. It was June 11th of 1950 that he broke that barrier, so that'll be up here on this Sunday. And also, June 11th is the final day that our shop will be open, our merchandise shop, and so we opened the season with lots of merchandise, and so we'll be posting that again on our social medias. So if you want to get your swag, your Sunday Morning League gear and hat, and maybe that dog needs an Expos hat or shirt, but anyway, a couple plugs there. So thanks again, guys, for being here.
Sure thing, and also one more time, also want to thank our great sponsor, Body Armor, again, the official sponsor of the Sunday Morning League and proud sponsor of the Clutch Sports Media Sunday Morning League Game of the Week. Also, shout out to Poor Bros Taproom and Firehouse Pizza. Now about wrap things up from the Eastside Center. The Expos are a 6-0 winner tonight. They moved to 2-1 on the year. Poor Bros drops to 2-1. So until next week, I'm Jonathan Michael and my broadcast partner Tim Cundiff, Sunday Morning League President, our producer Larry Larson, our camera operator Josh Messenger. Huge thank you to everyone that helped to play a part in this broadcast tonight. Glad you stuck with us here on ClutchSportsIL.com or our YouTube channel. We'll see you next week for our Sunday Morning League Game of the Week. Until then, so long, folks. Have a great night.